Hello and welcome to today's live chat, which I had hoped to do directly from the beach. Unfortunately, YouTube messed me around and I was unable to actually start at the forecast time, which was 1 hour ago. I'm now back in my vehicle, as you can see. And I had hoped to do this from my mobile phone, which is right here, and I just couldn't log on. I could log on to make comments, but I couldn't get the thing started. You're supposed to be able to do this from a thing called Studio, and I tried. Initially, I thought it was due to the poor internet reception. And so I walked to where it was quite good. But anyway, so hello Annie, you can see me, and I can see there's one or two other people here now as well. And so anyway, so I'm absolutely brilliant. I am at a location which is close to the estuary of the Vistula River. I have in front of me the Vistula River. Now I was at the Vistula River estuary, so it flows out into the sea, and there's a bird reservation there. And what I'd wanted to do was actually do it from this bird reservation. So I thought it looked quite exotic. Indeed, it did rather reminded me of Santa Barbara Harbour. Hello, Chi. And I must admit the wildlife at Santa Barbara was a little bit more interesting, but I would put this in number 2 position. Santa Barbara, of course, had whales and sea lions and seals, and a fantastic array of marine birds. I mean, here's got very nice marine birds as well, but not quite a pelican. Is a bit more exciting to me than is a cormorant, for examples. But anyway, so that's where I was. This is a free location to park at, and in the summer, hello Carlos, and in the summer, it is absolutely. I mean, it's wonderful being here. This is just the sort of place I really like. Anyway, I've done videos of it. Hello, Luke. I've done videos of it, so you can see what it actually looks like. Anyway, so I really do apologize for not being able to come on. The thing about actually announcing a schedule is that people know that I'm going to be there. And at a certain time, I mean, it's a whole thing about scheduling is this. I appreciate that sometimes things can go wrong, but I've had this now problem in the past. I don't like doing a sudden live without actually announcing it up front. I know I did it in Ukraine, for example, because then slightly different circumstances. But doing a live, I think it's nice to let people know, and alternatively I need to do it at a fixed time as I used to in the past. Anyway, so that's where I am now. I'm in this place called Mikoszewo, and from here I'm going to head to Gdansk, and I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks there, and then I'm going to head towards Dusseldorf for Caravan Salon. If anybody wants anything filming, I will of course do it. So you just ask what you want filming, and then if put it in the comments. Don't write to me personally because too many mails. But put it in the comments somewhere, and I'll try and film it. The thing is, what filming, of course, is one thing, but if anybody wants to purchase a new vehicle, that is something completely different. As some of you, or at least one of you already watching, will know, that ordering a vehicle and getting it delivered are 2 completely different factors. At the current time, there are major shortages, and this is it's not only it's a base vehicle, and it's the stuff that goes inside the vehicle. And with the base vehicle, it could be something like a really tiny component. Now, with, for example, semiconductors, there's all sorts of problems with their supply, and due to political reasons in Taiwan, now I've got a feeling that might actually even get worse. So that's number one. But there's all sorts of other things now. Fiat had major problems in meeting the demand. When we had COVID, the world sort of was put into lockdown, but it didn't really go into recession as such. And as we come out of COVID, there's suddenly a huge demand for all sorts of products. Now, I know this isn't an economics channel, but I would question, and this is only with hindsight, I didn't say it at the time, but with hindsight, about being a historian, I would question why interest rates weren't raised, why they were lowered during lockdown. I mean, surely during lockdown, that would have been the opportunity to have actually done something to stifle demand. Of course, I mean, it's very clever to be wise after the event. I didn't think of it at the time. It was only afterwards I thought, hang on, that was all wrong, lowering interest rates beforehand. They should have lowered them, and then should have lowered them after when the recession hit. So that this is anyway. Maybe I'll do that on my history channel or something about economics on that. But the problem is this: the demand is so great. In COVID once more plays a part in this. People want to go out in vans more than anything else because they think they don't want to come into contact with everyone else, and they think if they're in a van, they're completely safe. So that's number one thing. I know people live in the vans who got COVID, so it's not entirely true. And the second thing is, I think it's obviously it's a demographic thing. As people are getting older, and they want vans more than anything else. The reason they want vans when they get older is because they can afford it. They want them when they're younger, but they can't afford it. But now when they get older, they can. Sorry. So another thing I've noticed is that the one company above all which has had success, it seems to me, is Ford. You'll see far more Fords now on new vehicles than Fiats. Fiat has had major problems in production. Now, Fiat makes up or made up 2 years ago 70% of all motorhome sales. And with 70%, other companies it's really quite small what the others do. Last year at Dusseldorf at the campsite, large parts of the campsite were taken up with Mercedes Sprinters, which had been parked there apparently waiting for semiconductors. They were all over. They weren't parked as in the camps. There was a sort of a certain distance between each camper. There they were just lined up, parked in rows and rows and rows. And the point of that was because they were they were waiting for something to happen. So there is waiting for something to happen, waiting for some parts to be delivered. So bear in mind how many parts are inside a vehicle. Companies which make vehicles are large. It's like a Lego set. And if you can't have the blue brick, then you can't put the thing together. But there's so many parts in it. And the motorhomes are the same. Some companies such as Truma, which makes the boilers, are really they're also having problems because with their supply chain. And this is the problem. We've got these supply chains which are just not some parts are not arriving. The idea of just-in-time deliveries, which goes back until at least in the late 80s, this one probably goes back further than that. But just-in-time deliveries is when you have a part and it has to be there arriving at the factory to go on the conveyor belt at 8:15 in the morning, and it'll be on the conveyor belt at 9:15. It has to be sort of like this, and these type of things have been completely messed up. So as a result of this, this is why. Now, what does this mean? It means that if you want a van, you're not going to get one. You're going to have to wait a very long time. There are, and always ask yourself, if somebody has the van which is available now, there may be a reason for it. And it's a bit like, unless a company's brand new and is looking for clients. So there may be some small independent builders. If you can build vans, I would suggest you start doing it now if you have access to the base vehicle. So having said that, I know people been waiting for order. The base vehicle was promised in February and it's only arrived last month. So so that's a small company, but that's obviously it's also a problem for people who are making the order of the vehicles. They have to get bank credits for them, and then it's a financial problem all around. So I'll just go over here now to the questions. Mind's Eye did a shout out to me today in one of their videos. Thanks to Mind's Eye Design, excellent channel. I did have I knew somebody that used to write to me from time to time. And but I know he left the company, but it's nice to they're still putting things in about me. And Chris says, how to buy with Thetford oven grill duplex or triplex. Thank you. Right, if you want the Thetford oven grill duplex or triplex, and I presume this is going to Poland, I'll find that one out for you. I can't do it now off the top of my head. But I mean, it would be in if you're having problems with a distributor, I can speak to them directly about that. So that might be a problem. So says, hi, I've noticed that some of the 2022 Fiat-based vehicles are coming out of the factory without the new LED lights. Can you ask the question of Fiat at Düsseldorf when they will start fitting them, Sean? Okay. Right, I don't know anything about that. I haven't noticed, but I certainly will do. I know the managing director of Fiat, of the camper section. I would call him a friend of mine even. So I will, Roberto, I'll ask him about that one. I know that Fiat had a number of changes because they announced this at Caravan Salon last year. Indeed, I did have a presentation I was going to put on the internet, but by the time I sort of got things sorted out, I thought it was just too late. But that Fiat have introduced all sorts of new things which they were gradually putting in. I mean, the question is, of course, in the current market, why bring out anything new? That's how I see it. I know that, for example, the United States, as producers, they can't be bothered bringing a 2022 or 2021 model. We'll just stick with the 2020. And why not? It's just, if demand's so great, concentrate on what you've got. That's how I see things. And anyway, so No Name writes that most dealers never ring him back. The dealer with whom I signed a contract with at last year's Caravan Salon never got back to me to finalize the options. And this is also to be understood because they're running a business. And now now in one case, there was one company, I'll say the name of it, Clever Vans. Somebody did a video on Clever Vans selling a van at 30,000 euros, and that video got 1.5 million views. Sorry, it was at least that's when I saw it come up. And that was some of my video. Well, I've had one or two with 1.5, but not many. And now the thing is, this is just whoever did the video, I would suspect didn't really know what they were talking about because they didn't point this out. That Clever Vans were, if they're knocking out vans at 32,000. I mean, I remember people in retail business doing things like this. It's called dumping. And what they do is, now with dumping, you either flood the market with cheap products to knock out the opposition. Maybe this isn't quite dumping, maybe that's unfair. But what they're doing is they're probably producing, we don't know how many, I heard 50 of these sunny vans, and which obviously all get sold in the first day of Caravan Salon. But then they've got an advertisement out that they can sell them. Then they'd say, somebody could, I want to remember 32,000. Well, I'm sorry, you can't do it. They've all been sold, but we've got this other one 37,000 or whatever. And even 37,000 are good. I cannot understand from a business and marketing point of view the sense of doing that with a product of this nature. I certainly I was in Lidl 2 weeks ago, and Lidl's got an application, and you had to press the little coupon, as it called it, and you could get these beans at approximately €1.20, as opposed to about €1.70. And I couldn't press the thing, so I didn't buy them. So that's the way I am. But I don't know if everybody's the same. I mean, I'd happily have paid €1.70 for them, but as they were could sell them at 120. I thought, right, so I want them at 120, and I'm not going to pay 170. That's how I think. I don't know what anybody else thinks about it. So anyway, so No Name writes that he got a letter out of the blue this week stating that no vans, the vans haven't been sent to the converters. B, 10% price increase and maybe more to follow. And C, the vans may never be built. That's a good one, isn't it? It's just so A, they haven't got the base vehicles. B, the price is going up, and C, they mightn't get built anyway. Oh, that's worth a video by itself. So this €32,000 van never actually got done. Now, when I saw it, I did think of doing a video. I thought I was being a bit nasty if I started attacking a €32,000 camper van. €32,000 is a lot of money if it's in your back pocket. €32,000 for a camper van is incredibly cheap. So, well, anyway, then your homework is think of reasons why somebody would want to claim they could build it for €32,000, even with a 10% increase from 32 up to 35. Let's say 36. To be generous, give them a little bit more. It just doesn't. I can't understand the logic. From a marketing point of view, having worked in marketing for a number of years, I just cannot understand it. It just doesn't make any logical sense to me. Anyway, but the thing is this: it's not just the cheap stuff. I mean, for example, I was talking to a high-end manufacturer, and they were saying to me, I told them that somebody promised this and all the rest of them. He said, "But that's ridiculous. We haven't got a clue when things are going to get built. We don't know what's going to arrive in the factory. We just don't know." Oh, sorry, we've got another one. Right then. For that clever vans you're talking about, they're giving me the option to cancel with a form to put my bank details so they can refund me the deposit. The thing is, I never even paid a deposit. Right there. Well, all of you pay them. Claim that you made a. I bet they'll find out though that you never paid a deposit quite quick. But okay, right. Coming back to the point, one thing one has to remember is that the dealers themselves are running businesses and they've got overheads. And if you've got overheads of, let's say, 100x a month, and to get that 100x a month, you've got to sell 10 vehicles. That's quite a lot, really, actually. Let's say 5 vehicles. And if you can only sell one, well, what's going to happen? It's logical, isn't it? Now, with cars, the way it works is this: there's very little margin when you buy a new car, but how they get the money is from servicing it and all the stuff that has to be done for it. And so when you buy a car, to keep the guarantee up, you've got to service it an authorized Ford dealer or whatever, and then which will charge you 3 times more than what the gentleman down the road would charge you. And that's how they actually make their money. It's on the service and the ancillary services around it. Now, with a motorhome, it doesn't quite work that way because there is a margin. And the margin will be between around 10 and 18%. And because you'll be bringing the thing in again, because something will not work, that is guaranteed. Something won't work. So you'll be bringing it in twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, but you're not paying for that. So the boiler doesn't work, the heating doesn't work, something else doesn't work. Then you'll be bringing it in, and if something in the engine goes wrong, you'll be taking that to the Fiat dealer or whoever it is. So that is that's how the system works. So what would bother me if I were a dealer is that if you can't get stock for used vehicles and you cannot get new stuff, then there's a problem. Now, there's a complication to this. Many motorhome sellers, dealers won't sell used vehicles. The reason why is because of the element of risk. That something quite serious is wrong with it. Unlike a car, which can be relatively quickly checked, motorhomes could have things with them wrong with them, which are not automatically visible. Now, I believe that some motorhome dealers, which may have not wanted to get involved in reselling stuff or selling old stuff, might now try to do it. Having said that, the used stock is in short supply as well. And anyway, that's that's how that is. So when you see you look on my site or somebody else's site and say, "Oh, I rather fancy that one there," you're not going to get it. I mean, the best motorhome for you to buy is the one which is available. That's it. Don't think you're going to get one with with the drop down bed and the leather seats and the whatever. I mean, if you're really keen on one design, I appreciate that you might really want to get a rear lounge or something like that, and you can't find one, and that could really even. I appreciate that could put you off. That could put you off the whole thing completely. I appreciate that. It's to me this is something which is utterly clear. I've got it. Hi, Chris, and no name is suggesting selling his contract to someone else. Yeah, that's a good one. Right, and Sean writes, can I ask Adria when they intend to launch a new compact A-class the UK market? I believe they're building one next year, 220 centimeters wide. There is a Adria compact. There may be an updated one, which with a right-hand drive. I don't know if there is or isn't, but I can see if I can find out. The Adria compact, I do quite like the way it's shaped. I think it's quite nice. Adria isn't one of my favorite brands, but I do like the compact. And I mean, it's sort of cheap and cheerful, so to speak. Cheap. It's all comparative. I mean, it's a huge amount of cash in your pocket, of course. And Chris says he's certainly going to buy a Mobilvetta K-Yacht this year. Now, the Mobilvetta K-Yacht is a magnificent vehicle in a showroom. And there are a number of people who have complained about it, and all sorts of little problems. I mean, it looks great, but personally, for similar type of money, same company, Trigano, you get something from EuraMobil, and that I would prefer to Mobilvetta, just for the reason I just mentioned, which is that there seems to be so many complaints which come to me about Mobilvetta not being sellotaped together correctly or something like that. And I'm like a clearinghouse for people's complaints. So lots of people think I'm responsible if the van doesn't work or something. And so yeah, how can we do that? And so anyway, Chris has been looking for a new motorhome for 3 years. Hard to decide. Well, it's much easier to decide now because there aren't any available. So if one's available, then that's the one. That is the way it is. It is really very, very difficult at the moment. So that's my suggestion, is you get the one that is available. And anyway, I mean, so I'll be at a caravan salon this month, 2 weeks. 3 weeks' time. I'll be there. Oh wow! To hardly see, because this is like my holiday now. You might be thinking, how can I thought, right, I'm going to take some. I'm not going to do anything, and I'm just going to. How can somebody who lives in a van all the time, who's constantly traveling, have a holiday? Well, that's what. I decided I wasn't going to do any new video stuff anyway. Today I just sat in my van and sort of did put videos together, but I haven't been doing much of it anyway. And yeah. So so I mean, there's plenty of stuff at Dusseldorf. The problem is that is it available? It's great to look at, but this is the thing. It's actually it's purchasing stuff. It's not at all easy. I mean, one thing I can do is I can get you a Mercedes conversion on a camper van, which would be delivered within 2 or 3 months. I can do that, but that would be from Poland. So, what do I think of Coachman? Asks Jeff. I haven't got an opinion. If that's the answer. I can't say not really one way or the other. And Chris says they went to the Aulendorf factory of Carthago and they helped a lot. Yeah, that's brilliant. Aulendorf is the where Carthago is manufactured. You got lots of videos. I think I've got a video tomorrow from was it no, it's the day after tomorrow. Oh, yesterday was a video from Aulendorf. And it is really very good. But with Carthago as well, it's the same. They don't know when the things are going to get built. I mean, if I could have any van now, I'd take a Carthago Slimline, preferably one with a width-wise bed, which I don't make. But that's what I would write. Because to me, I realise I can't drive really wide vans, and I can't drive long vans. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of my shortcomings, and something with a nice deep double floor and plenty of room to keep my stuff in. As you know, you live in a van, you've got to put your stuff somewhere. So that's why I like. I like lots of storage, and anyway, so that's me. So good. If so, any of you got any question about what van I should buy, and that's a question that comes up over and over again, I hope I've given you an answer. The thing to do is the following: it's the rent, and that's number one. You rent, then you rent, then you rent again, and then you buy a second-hand van, which mightn't have the layout you're looking for. Where do you get a second-hand van from? Well, the biggest choice in Europe is called the Freistadt at Sulzemos, which is to the north west of Munich and near Dachau. And there they have that is the biggest choice. Anyway, if you can't get there, then you just have to go to one of your dealers, look at the what's available online. I think if anybody's selling it as well, I'd be suspicious. I think of in the current market. Anyway, Chris says the double floor is awesome. I think that is brilliant, double floor. And anyway, so Heike was fortunate to find a Hymer BMC i690 that matched specifications and perfectly available. It was on display at a local caravan fair. Immediately bought it and really satisfied. Excellent. I like to see that. That's a very nice vehicle. B-class modern comfort. Came out in 2019. I was at the do when it came out. I got invited, and very very nice vehicle. Anyway, good. Is there a sort of feud between Hymer and Carthago? Says Chris. If there is, I'm not aware of it. Hymer and Carthago are very close together geographically. Hymer is based in Bad Balze and Carthago in Aulendorf. And Aulendorf is about 15 kilometers from Bad Balze. And so it stands to reason that people will be moving from one company to another. I bet they pinch each other's staff all the time. But I have not heard of any feud. Carthago also manufactures in Slovenia. Hymer, of course, manufactures all over the place. It's a whole group, so now it was part of Thor Industries from the United States, but even before then, it had plants in various countries, including the town I come from in the United Kingdom. So it's all over the place, and but I don't think there's a few. I haven't actually. I've got to say, this business, my way of thinking, I just haven't become aware of bad feeling or anything like that. I mean, I've seen it in other things I've done in the past in my life, but I just don't feel it. Okay, as Chris says, the Saab Volvo feud in Sweden. Yeah, I suppose, particularly, times that the problem at the moment is this: there's a problem finding people to work, which is all. It's not just. Sorry, I was on about problems with finding parts, but it's also finding people. The economy's gone up. The economy has shot up after COVID, which I suppose should have been thought of. There's demand for people to work. Can't find workers, so you've got to offer them more money. In order to offer them more money, you've got to put the prices up to maintain the margins, and because you're already paying more for other stuff. And answer this is a really important reason for inflation. Carlos asked me what I think about Benimar. I think Benimar looks quite nice inside. It's at the cheaper end of Trigano. If I was getting Trigano, I'd go for EuraMobil, put it that way. And if I had the money to buy a new Benimar, I'd buy a second-hand EuraMobil. I hope that answers the question. And Benimar roller team, it's the same. They're made in different factories, I think, but it's the same layout, more or less exactly. And so as Luke's just said, that they're pinching each other's staff from bad pals in Ellendorf. Yeah, that must happen. There's other companies as well in the same area. So it's not. I heard somebody call it something like motorhome value, something RV value, something caravan value. I can't remember what it was now. So I heard it said in German. It's of course. I mean, the place to buy. I mentioned that it's Sulzermoos in Munich, but there's also a place called what's it called? I've forgotten. Near Dusseldorf. Oh God, Mülheim. Mülheim is a street, and you've got about, I think it's 14 dealers in that street, and so at the very bottom end, I think it's Hymer's the first one. At the very top end, you've got Ahorn, and you've got a huge amount, and you've got several people with Hymers and things, and so if you fancied and there's a lot of nice places to park nearby as well. Actually, if you went there in the motorhome, I don't know what you do with your motorhome, or maybe go there. Maybe trade your old one and come up with a new one. That's also a place worth visiting. And although it's in sort of the industrial Ruhr area, I thought Mülheim was a very attractive town. That was my opinion anyway, on my days out that I spent there. And right, so, and here we have that a lot of Trigano branded vans have interior panels made by Benimar. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though, doesn't it? Really, I mean, the panels are, if you've got a group of companies, that largely the point of acquisition. Companies acquire other companies first of all for something, for the good name, the goodwill. That would mean, say, their client base, their name and branding and all the rest of it, but also for their manufacturing ability, manufacturing capacity, which they then may be able to put across everything. If you look at Hymer, for example, they've got these awful drawers, which I brought your attention to in various videos, and these awful drawers, you'll see them in Carthago, at the lower end up to, I can't remember if I saw them in Niesmann Bischoff, but it's certainly in the top end Hymer branded vehicles costing getting up for 200,000 euros. They've got the same awful drawers in there. So as far as awful drawers are concerned, then Hymer is clearly just either making them in one place or buying them in one place. So okay, thanks Annie for watching the uploads. So you can hear outside there's a siren going off, which is quite odd really, because this is such an this is really a very sort of a rural setting where I'm at now, and I did want to show you it. I did make the effort to show you it on the live from my mobile phone. So I might have to do that some other time, but I will upload videos showing you what it looks like here. This to me, I really love northern Poland. It's my favorite place. Of all the places I've been to, I'd rather be here than anywhere else. In summer, in winter it's a bit cold, but it's still quite nice. But in summer, it's absolutely outstanding. So, well, thanks very much everybody for watching tonight. There is a Rapido, I think it is. I can't remember. I'll try and do more of these live things. This I hadn't done during the summer actually, when I really did have the opportunity. And outside of the summer, it's a bit more difficult. And sometimes when people sort of ask questions, and I think, oh, that's a really good question for a live talk. So, can you open the door and show us the view? No, I can't. The reason I can't do that is because I've got the computer, so all these cables are now all attached. And actually, I didn't have to attach the cables, but I'd have to turn the computer off to unattach the cables. So unfortunately, but you can see the video of the view once I have uploaded it. How does that sound? Mosquitoes. There's no mosquitoes here, Chris. I have been spraying myself, and not only that, I was putting this stuff in my hair, made my hair change color, and so my hair was like this yellowy color, and that was I'm not so much bothered about the mosquitoes. I'm worried about ticks, because ticks give borreliosis. Borreliosis, is that the right word? No, it's a word in English. Lyme disease. Sorry, Lyme disease. I had Lyme disease 2 years ago, and I have no intention of having it again. So, right, so Chris wants a history lesson on Saint Nazaire. Well, I haven't prepared anything on Saint Nazaire, and I don't think I'll be doing that for a long time. But I might get around to it. I might do it one day. I might not. Don't know. I have done this summer. I prepared something like 100 history videos. I'm not joking, 100. But I've only got notes which are not even joined up properly yet. So, but I've got some basic base film. The base film, that's called the B-roll film. I've done that. Okay, thanks very much for watching. There will be a second live for those of you who are interested in history at 2000 hours on my history channel. This will be coming from inside the motorhome. I will not be trying to do anything outside again, which is a pity because it is relevant. And there's tonight's video 2115 as normal. Thanks very much everybody, and bye from me. Right, nighty night, Annie. Not yet nighty night. It's nice and light outside still here. It's only 18:37, but there are 2 more videos to come today. Thanks, Chris. Thank you. Thanks, bye, Carlos, and thanks for everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Robert.